Hi, I am Alexandra Wickfree. I am one half of the Wickfree team. I'm based here in Spain with my husband Scott and our beautiful daughter Thea, and we are superstar directors. We've been with Scentsy since the very first day it opened here in Europe, and we're now in our 10th year. I'm here today to talk to you about how to run a virtual team meeting. So, as superstar directors, we have built a truly global team using the amazing compensation plan of the company. We currently have frontline in 11 out of 12 countries, and we have team globally in 11 out of 12 countries. Austria is the only place that we do not support anyone currently. So virtual team meetings are a massive part of our business. They were long before COVID locked us all down and stopped us from meeting and getting together. So I want to share some simple tips, some tools we use, and get your notebooks ready. I hope I'm going to give you some value. And I'd really love you to be thinking the whole time, what am I going to do first to implement team meetings? Or if I already do team meetings, what am I going to do to make them even better? But why do we have virtual team meetings? Well, the simple truth is it creates a sticky culture. We are the superstar directors of the Emerald All Stars. We're spread all over the world, but I would say we have one of the best team cultures in the whole of Scentsy. But of course I'd say that. You'd probably say the same too. But one of the things that we do is we hang out and we get together whenever we can. I'm a firm believer that in direct selling, you make it easy to join and hard to leave. And you do that by giving people a sense of belonging, somewhere that they can feel amazing and positive, supported, loved, and cheerleaded, if that's even a word. And you can do this through the team meetings. So how do we run our meetings? We use a variety of different tools. We use Facebook Live because it's easy, it's accessible, and most people have it. We use Zoom, which is a more professional platform, free to start, up to 45 minutes, so you can trial it, and it allows you to see everybody within your meeting, and you can record it and share back, just like with Facebook. However, you do need to send out a link, and people do need to have that software either on their phone or on their computer. So it needs a little bit more work. You can do watch parties if you want to demonstrate something in particular, and there are other systems out there. There's the Google Hangouts, which are now, I think, free. You've got Skype. We use that for family stuff, but we don't use it for business stuff. It's a great way actually to keep business and family separate. So we do 3 different types of team meetings. So I'll tell you which software we use for which one. We do a weekly team meeting. So that is it's always scheduled. Everybody knows when it is. Trying to time it in with clocks changing and stuff can be fun, but we advertise it a week in advance, and we advertise it an hour or so in advance to try and get attendance up. We'll share who's speaking on there, and we'll share a little bit about what we're doing. And obviously we'll tell them we're going to do recognition. I'll speak more about that in a minute. The other thing that we use or do is we do director calls. We have a large team of directors now, and they need a monthly call to hang out, to get together, to talk about important things, to check in with how they're doing, and to lift them up, because when you give so much time to other people, you're going to want a bit of time back as well. And finally, and this is Scott's speciality, I do it with the newbies, but he does it with the up-and-coming leaders. He'll do one-to-one coaching sessions using Zoom, and he will do one to small group coaching sessions. But I'm not going to talk to you about those today because that is a different topic. So for team meetings, our big team hangouts once a week, we would use Facebook Live. Easily accessible, all over the world, can watch it anywhere on the go, because, you know, if it's 9 o'clock at night in New Zealand when you're getting this, you just might be out and about, or you might be watching TV, or, you know, and for other people, it could be 8 o'clock in the morning. It allows us to have instant interaction and instant reaction with our emoticons and those smiley faces and sharing pictures. And it's a bit like a really excitable conversation, but it's not suitable for director meetings. Why not? Because in our director meetings, we want to get a little bit closer to the people we're talking to. So we use Zoom, where we can see everybody's faces. And Orville and Heidi use the same system when we have SSD Hangouts. It allows us to invite people in to come in and actually contribute to the conversation for a period of time. And it's easy to do. You can have presentations with slides and things like that. So it's a bit more professional. It can all be recorded. And if you pay for it, you can go over the 45-minute slot. We started on the free program. As our business developed, it's a business expense. We now pay for Zoom, and it's amazing to use. So how do we make our team meetings so much fun? Be it director meetings or the team hangout once a week, because if you're seeing the same people once a week, that would get a bit boring. So first tip, invite people on, either from outside of your group, like experts. We've had Becca Levi on our calls. We've had Jen Audette. We've had Dorothy Thurman, Megan Clements. And these are just some names off the top of my head. Patty Wonder. Or invite your rock stars from inside your team. Asking other team members who have a speciality on something in particular to give 10 minutes of their time to talk to other people about what it is that they do in their Scentsy business can really lift the meeting, bring great value to other people. And you know what? It makes the person who's been asked feel special, more confident in their abilities, and it's just so good for them. It's a real leadership building tool. So invite people on. It means it's not always you coming up with the content. I like to follow a very simple plan for our meetings. It must have fire. So that's fun. It must be informative. So that's some training aspect and the news, you know, from the Scentsy tab. You just go in every week and find something from there, or recommend a training, or do a small training. A recognition. Here is another tip. Do the recognition during the meeting. Not all at the beginning, because people will tune in, hear their name and disappear. So do it during the meeting. That is a great one. And have a big shout out at the end to people who've been on the call who, you know, you might not have got in the list. Again, pick people out, people who are engaging. Thank them for engaging, because it makes them feel special. And finally, E, it needs to be entertaining. So turn up in your crazy headwear if it's, you know, getting people G'd up to come to virtual summit, virtual family reunion, or have a PJ party online because you want to do something different and you're just totally going to switch things up. One of our leaders in the Netherlands, Yvonne and Marcel, did bingo the other day on their call. Now, these guys get 45 to 50 plus people every week on their Zooms. And I asked them why. And it says, because we give great value. They give great value and always great training. And they do their meetings with fire. So these are just some simple tips. And I am just going to sneakily check the notes because I can't remember everything. So I've talked about how to advertise the meeting. I've talked about the technology to use. Zoom and Facebook Live should be your go-tos. I've talked about having a meeting with fire. Recognition is a huge one to bring people in and switch up the recognition. One week do the top PRVs or something else, and another week do it globally per country if you have different countries in. Invite different speakers in from inside or outside your team. We're lucky we've a global team, so we have loads of interesting accents that you can actually invite to take part in the meeting. And that can be really good fun because sometimes it's just nice to hear someone different or see some different scenery. And their ideas on what sells in their country or how they sell it can ignite ideas in another country. But I'm going to go over time now. So what one thing have I talked about today that you are going to implement in your business to have virtual meetings to create sticky cultures so people stay with you and it's easy to join your team and so hard to leave you, which is what you want? And what are you going to have to do to put that in place? I would challenge you all, go away, set a team meeting for any time in the next week. And remember, do it with fire. Make it fun, make it entertaining and informative, and have recognition. And that doesn't spell fire, but that's just fine. So that's it from me, Alexandra Wickfree. Thank you for joining me, and I wish you all the best on your Scentsy journey. Bye for now.